Smack talking raw, where the legends live and the rookies get schooled in law. This ain't just talk. This is smack talking raw. You ready, Pinky? Judge always Ron. Let's lay the smack down. Boom.
What's cracking, ladies and gentlemen? It's Pinky. This is Smack Talking Raw. I got my boy Ronstradamus on location.
What's going
up,
on, everybody?
How we doing, partner?
Bro, I'm here in cold Michigan. Left Colorado to come to this. 67 degrees it was back home, and I got off the plane. It was 9, and the wind started blowing, and that gave me a whole. There was a song back in the day. It's like, ooh, 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 ooh. I got a new attitude. I had that today for sure. For sure.
Oh, buddy, that's how Washington D.C. was, man. It was cold. It was cold. So,
man, tell us a little bit about your trip, friend.
Man, that's a quick 48 hours. It was a quick turnaround, man. I'm going to tell you, there was so many. I mean, for the most part, a lot of people were hardcore wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Like hardcore. There was a couple you could kind of tell, like, this is the thing to do. Like, yeah, I'm going to go spend some money and do this. But there was tons of hardcore wrestling fans everywhere. Belts everywhere. Dude had a crown jewel belt walking around.
What?
Yeah, had a replica crown jewel belt. I mean, almost every single person I saw walking on the street had bags from the Superstore. Like, that was the thing. Go to the Superstore and get your stuff. It was nuts, man. So it was really amazing just to have so many people, just random people. We just start talking. Cena this, Cena that. Oh yeah, I got to see SmackDown a couple weeks ago, or I got to do this, and got real friendly with a bunch of people before the show because we were standing in line. I was really excited to get into the merch store, but come to find out, with the merch store inside, there was nothing different inside than what they had outside.
Oh wow!
And I'd already bought stuff outside, so. There was no reason for us to wait 2 hours in line. Kind of felt bad for the wife on that one. It was a long wait. But I got some show and tell if you're interested.
Man, I'm always interested, bro. I'm here for it.
The Superstore got me. I got my t-shirt for me and the wife. We both wore the Cena t-shirts. Had to do it. I got the Last Time Is Now official Funko. That's probably the cheapest thing I bought. I did get the towel.
Oh wow, nice.
And I got one for the whole crew. The wrestling crews all got a towel.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the plan was, if they were doing $25 posters, autograph posters, I'll get everybody a poster. Like, I'll get everybody a poster. Well, they were doing posters, but they weren't $25.
How much did that cost?
This was $100.
Wow, that's going to be so worth it down the line for his final match. Yes.
So I was like, I'm going to buy one of those for myself. I got to find something else to get the crew. So I got everybody the towels, which these sold out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I was glad to get towels for everyone. And then
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
what I spent all the money on.
So I see why we all didn't get autographed posters, because that all went into that. Wow. And that looks pretty heavy, bro.
It's really heavy. It's really heavy. It's numbered. It's number 57 out of 550, and it's got the Never Give Up final. It's got the date. Thought it had the date. Yeah, the date on it. Washington D.C. Yeah, it's the dates over here on this side with Cena.
Wow.
So
That's
hopefully,
incredible.
if he comes back on the Fan Expo, I will get this autographed from him. I wish I had ordered it from the store, the WWE store, when they first released it, because that was a much cheaper price than what it was going for at the Superstore.
Wow.
So,
well, hopefully they come down on the price at some point, quit holding it, and then return it back, say, I changed my mind, and get the low price, friend.
Yeah, no refunds. No. No refunds, no returns. So
that looks pretty incredible, to be a wrestling fan and to have your favorite wrestler go out and be able to have his belt. That's incredible. Very, very cool. Very cool.
You were missed, my friend. You were missed. I think you would have had a blast.
You know what? That's going to lead right into my rant, because I can't hold back no more. Oh my gosh.
Bring it,
I have
baby.
been waiting for this. So for those of you that are new watching this part of the segment, this is called the Ron's Rant. And I am pissed off. And the reason why I am pissed off is because we just saw the all-time great John Cena leave professional wrestling with a whisper, with a big old smile by freaking Paul Levesque, and his ability to have his ego shine over all things. The first thing is that John Cena, whose whole mantra is never give up. You book him to tap out like a chump with a smile on his face in front of millions of people. How are you going to bring in new wrestling fans when there was nothing, absolutely nothing for the greatest of all time? I've watched Ric Flair get retired. I've watched Goldberg get retired. I've watched Shawn Michaels get retired. I've seen all of these people get retired. And what do they do at the end of their thing? They get a speech of where they say something of gratitude or what have you. You have I'm a Lakers fan. I'm an LA Lakers fan, big time. Broncos, by the way, 11 in a row. I'm a Lakers fan. And there was this dude, his name is Kobe Bryant. His famous last words that he said as he was leaving, Mamba out. I don't care what he said the rest before that. I don't care. I don't give a damn what he said. When he said Mamba out, that's his signature exclamation point. I'm out. John Cena, he loses in a weird tap out thing. He gives up, which is his whole mantra. The whole thing that he built his 25 years on is not giving up. And now you're going to have him tap out. And then you're going to tell people they're chanting at you, Triple H, and they're saying, oh, you suck, AEW, da, 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 da. And you're going to say, I thought it was going to be louder. I'm kind of disappointed. You freaking prick. You freaking are in a space to where you are feeling yourself on a level that is unprecedented. And that unprecedentedness is about to stop, because you're going to lose people from this product. And I'm watching the WWE die a slow death. I mean, we can go to Monday Night Raw. Austin Theory getting introduced as the master. Who didn't predict that? You're not doing anything that's like, wow. Monday Night Raw, that was probably the worst Raw that I've ever seen in my entire life. You had Gunther come out. Not to mention at Saturday night's main event, I'm pissed off because my partner, went to the damn thing and it was like melodramatic. It was like an episode of SmackDown or Raw or what have you. It was cool, but it wasn't that cool. It could have been so much better. But the problem is that when egos start to get in the way, Triple H, the problem is that you lose sight of the fact that it is us, the fan, that buys this product. And when I'm going out to watch the product and I'm not super duper excited about it, I have 5 fingers and one in the middle pointed directly at you that says that that's what I feel about the product right now. There is nothing that's making me super excited about this product at all. Yes, there's injuries. Kevin Owens is hurt. Chad Gable's hurt. So on and so forth. But the problem is that right now you have no creativity. You have 200 people on your creative team and nobody's doing anything that's moving the needle. So the thing that I'm saying more than anything else, Triple H, Paul Levesque, TKO, and all that is you need to get yourselves together in a way that gets it so that people love the product. The reason why I'm so passionate about right now is I've been almost a 42-year veteran of loving this game. And this is the worst I've ever seen. The worst. When you brought The Rock and Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins in Las Vegas almost 2 years ago, and then brought them all together, I thought, wow, they're taking it to another level. Ever since that day, wrestling has gone worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Cody Rhodes, he's been our champion for a good part of the last 2 years. What has he really done with the title? He's not done anything to elevate the title. CM Punk, has he defended the title yet? He hasn't done anything. So you give these 2 titles to John Cena, who's on his way out, and this dude is like, with the titles on his shoulder, he's like, what do I want these for? Right? There's no prestige in that. If Roman Reigns was maybe giving him the title when Roman was the champion, maybe that's a great thing. And maybe if Gunther was the champion and they gave him the title, he would wear him and be like, dude, this is a proud moment. The future is here. There ain't no future in Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. They're both almost, one is over 40 and one's on the verge of 40. So the thing that I'm saying to you, Paul Levesque, is that you need to get your act together because there is no youth coming up. You're trying to bring Braun Breaker and put him up on a pedestal and say he's the next big thing. Well, yeah, he might be the next big thing, but who in the hell is he going to challenge? CM Punk, Seth Rollins, all these guys that are already been in the business for a lot of years. We don't have anything else coming up. So that's my rant for today. And back to these fingers, this one right here is what I want to say to you. So peace out.
Oh, Ron. Yes. I can, yeah. I just agree with you. I feel like this was such an ominous poster because this is how the crowd felt. Just dead in that moment. We'll have to talk about it. I thought there was some fun. We had a lot of fun. Again, because we were a lot of hardcore wrestling fans there. Oh, I guess I'll go through and let you tell me what you thought of these, and I'll give you what the reaction was in the crowd.
So on TV, Cody Rhodes gets his traditional, like he has cool music. He comes out and the fireworks and everything. He comes to the ring, and then there was this ominous, like waiting for Oba Femi to come out, and Oba came out, and he seemed like he was a little nervous, but like present in the moment, like, okay, it's time for me to do my thing. I thought it was a great exhibition match, but there was no depth. Oba should have really came out and just overpowered Cody and dominated him and made it so that even though Cody came out with Drew McIntyre coming out like we both predicted last week, Oba should have looked incredibly powerful, whereas they looked like they kind of had a 50-50 match. Right. That's how it felt to me.
Right. So I'll tell you, the crowd was way behind. I mean, the crowd was 50-50, man, which was great. 50% of the crowd was for Oba. 50% was for Cody. Oba, like we were chanting as he was walking out. His walkout was great in the arena. It was that was awesome. We loved it. We were chanting it. You're absolutely right. They were like, okay, Oba, give us 50% Oba. If you give us 100% Oba, Cody can't like keep up with you. So give us 50% Oba. And I'm like, why are we already nerfing the NXT champion? The guy who's like, again, his promo, I quoted it last week. When he gave that promo, dude, I was like, why are we waiting? Like Oba's done at NXT. Like that's the best promo I think I've heard this year almost. And it wasn't even a gigantic promo. It was literally 30 seconds. But he said everything he needed to say in 30 seconds with the dominant, you're going to bring the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war. And it was like, okay, let's do this. Like, and again, at the end of the day, we predicted Drew because obviously, you can't have Cody losing, and you can't have Oba losing. So how do you get around that? You got Drew McIntyre come in, but how long can we keep this whole Drew thing going with Cody if he doesn't win?
Right. It's terrible. The booking on it is weak because even if he wins the title, he's lost to him 4 times. And in those 4 times, like all of a sudden he wins the title. So now he's better than Cody.
Well, it's kind of like Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. They had 3 matches before Jade finally just demolishes her. And now all of a sudden Jade's a monstrous character all of a sudden now. Just mowing over everybody. Come on now.
Yeah, the stories just don't make sense. Pinky, you hear me week in and week out. We talk wrestling. I give you scenarios. You want to build to Brock and Gunther, right? Have Brock come and just take Gunther out before he's supposed to go in his biggest match of the year against John Cena. And then Brock steps in and fights John Cena. John Cena beats him. Gunther comes out at the end and they get into this fracas. It moves the story forward. Gunther comes out instead. He beats John Cena with a weak ass move because I'm going to say something to you that's really going to bring clarity to this whole thing of the reason why I'm pissed off. The reason why I'm pissed off is because Gunther fought Pat McAfee earlier this year. You remember?
Absolutely.
He put him in the sleeper hold and Pat McAfee fought him like crazy to stay out of that sleeper hold. And John Cena, the 17-time world heavyweight champion, going out in his very final match, taps out. That was ridiculous.
I had not even thought about that, Ron. I had not even thought about that. So hopefully Oba will be defending his title at New Year's Evil. I'm hoping it's the last time he does. Because after his match, there's just no reason to have him in NXT anymore. Once you give the fans something like this, like I want more. I want more Oba on the main roster, just destroying everyone. Because I can believe he can. Braun Breaker, I don't believe. I just don't believe in him. I believe in Oba Femi.
I believe in Trick Williams. I believe in Oba Femi. I believe there's a lot of people, Javon Evans, and all of these other stars. And not just because they're brown skins, because everyone that I mentioned right there is brown skins, but there's a lot of people out there that are of all denominations that have an opportunity to come in and do some things. The problem is Triple H and their creative team, they don't have any creativity. Oba Femi comes and beats Cody Rhodes. What's everybody talking about the next day? Oh my gosh, John Cena left, but oh my God, did you see Oba?
Right. And that's one of the things I know that this whole event was missing was the water cooler moment. Here's Drew coming in, and I like this. I just wish they would have give Cody and Oba maybe an extra 4 or 5 minutes before this happened. In the arena, no commercials, right? All that they kept playing videos that I think they played it on the broadcast as well. That really made you feel like, oh my gosh, we're coming to the end. This is it. But the matches were way too quick.
Yeah,
way too quick. So I believe we both got that one right for sure. What'd you think of this one? Another, again, Sol Ruca from NXT and Bayley.
Sol Ruca, superstar. Like she's guaranteed to be a women's champion soon. In WWE on the main roster, like the crowd reaction on TV was fantastic. I can only imagine what it was in person. Bayley, such an incredibly gifted performer. And I think that her star shined so bright because she didn't try to overbearingly take over the match. She guided the match really well. And in that space, she made Sol Ruca stand out as somebody that is powerful and somebody that's going to be powerful for a long time to go. So kudos to Bayley. How did it look inside the arena?
It was awesome, man. So everything Sol Ruca did, we were all cheering. I kind of feel bad for Bayley because I just don't think that a lot of the crowd was interested in Bailey. It was all Sol Ruca inside the arena. We were all hanging on every move. Like, oh my gosh, what is she going to do now? We kept waiting for the Soul Snatcher. We wanted it. The question I wanted to ask you about this match in particular, which I've got a thought, but was there a reason they had Zarya and Lyra out at ringside but didn't do anything?
Yeah, I was curious about that too. It was just to move storylines, but they did nothing with said storylines. They just were kind of just window dressing.
The only thing I could think of, and again, this is because there's a rumor that there's going to be a bunch of call-ups to finish the year, right? And you could call Zarya and Sol Ruca up as a tag team and put them on SmackDown Raw right now. Like whichever one you want to put them into, they could go into that. So that's my thought of why they had both of them out there supporting their tag team partners. It was kind of weird because Zarya and Sol Ruca have been in a storyline where you're kind of waiting for Zarya to turn on Sol, and now they've kind of reconciled a little bit. Like it's so yeah, it's all strange. Just no idea why they. Besides that, there was just no idea why they would both be out there for that match. They didn't do anything, and they didn't they weren't needed. I don't know why we had them.
It's one of those things to where I'm just looking at the booking, and it's like, okay, Sol Ruca, she's new to the main roster. So the normal wrestling fan, they're like, okay, who's this Zarya girl? Right? Maybe they're thinking that that'll get more people to watch NXT, the brand or what have you. But it's like, I don't really have a reason to watch it if I'm a novice person, because I came here to watch WWE Saturday night's main event, and this Sol Ruca's killing it. I love her. Bailey's on her way out is what I'm thinking in my mind, obviously. And let's get behind this Sol Ruca girl, which is great. No sensical booking in regards to this match on the outside of the ring.
Right.
And so they started this thing with Bailey about her being crazy, right? Like going one way or another. And so in that space, now they're not really doing that.
Well, they brought it back on Raw last night, though.
Right. But I mean, during that match, if I'm a person that's brand new and I have John, see, this is the thing that really pisses me off, is that you have all these new eyeballs on the product that are watching it because John Cena is retiring for the last time. And you don't do anything to make them to want to watch Monday. You don't do anything to make them want to watch Friday, because you didn't focus on long-term booking that you said. You focused on Saturday night.
Well, and the fact that you made these exhibition matches, nothing really at stake, and then you didn't create any additional water cooler moments, besides Gunther tapping out John Cena. Yeah, where's that interest of like, hey, we've got all that's a great point, Ron. We've got all these eyeballs watching this because it's John Cena's last match. Like that, it was crazy. So
you don't get that time ever again. Like, he will go into the Hall of Fame and he'll say some words and everything like that, but that's where he's supposed to put the exclamation point on. But the problem is that when you had people that were potential to become wrestling fans, make the numbers grow, make TKO grow, so we don't have to spend a bunch of money to go to these darn events and everything like that, you choose instead to just do a layup. Anybody could have booked what happened on Saturday night. Anybody.
Were you shocked that they had Sol Ruca win?
No. I always saw her talent, and she got a chance to display that on the main roster. So from that standpoint, if I'm a new person, I'm like, I want to know who this Sol Ruca girl is, and I may turn into NXT to just check it out and see what's going on there. But as far as this dynamic of these four, I think it was a waste to have all four of them out there.
Right. And what the hell is Lyra wearing?
Yeah.
Like, it literally looks like she's homeless.
Yeah. I like the butterfly wings better. She needs to just come with that.
Like, at least Zarya looks like she's ready to fight in the black leather. Like, at least Zarya is ready to get down. I don't know what Lyra is. And that's why when I saw her come out, I was like, she wearing like a potato sack around her? Like, what's
Like
going
a
on?
moo.
Is she pregnant? What's going on? Great job by Ruka. I want to see more of her. Again, we've talked about it many times. I just don't need her on NXT anymore. There's just nothing for her to. There's just nothing else for her to accomplish in NXT. So, oh, buddy.
This was on TV. This was, if I was to say what match was the best match of the night, I would say that this one stole the show. AJ, he's going to be retiring here soon, and he still has it. Like when he has somebody that can bring it in the ring, he brings it. Dragon Lee, he came in with a lot of fanfare when he first came into the WWE, and he kind of fell off. But like what he's doing right now inside the ring is exciting to watch. And you match that up with Leon Slater and Javon Evans. That was spectacular to watch. The move where the slingshot off the rope into the Styles Clash was incredible.
Yeah, there. When I saw when Leon Slater does his 450 off the top, it's freaking beautiful. It's beautiful. It reminds me of the Hardys, just like he's like the Hardys 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is awesome. He is so good. And Javon, just every time Javon, like, I'll be honest, every time I see Javon jump and do all the crazy things he does, I'm like, I'm worried about his knees. I'm just saying, like, every time I'm like, please hit that clean. I don't want you having a knee issue. Like, let's make sure that we keep you nice and safe. But you want to know a crazy fact about this match? It was only a little bit over 6 minutes.
Really? It seemed like a lot longer than that for sure.
It was literally just a little bit over 6 minutes total. And that's what I was like. I felt like it was longer than that. So when I heard that, I was like, are you really? Are you serious? Look at the air on that.
Wow. Another thing is there were a lot of commercials. They were really trying to capitalize on John Cena's final match because there was a lot of dead time on TV, which was frustrating. Like just sitting there and doing nothing.
Yeah, this was a really good match. I loved Leon Slater. He took the pin, which I figured he would because they're hyping up Javon, and he's still a TNA guy, so he was the one to take the pin. But I love watching him and Javon together. Like, that's a tag team. Put them in the tag team now. Let's see them fighting the Usos. Let's see them fighting the New Day. The War Raiders, like whoever. You don't even care. These guys need to be on Raw every week. Like every week. Make it happen. Javon does have a match next week on Raw, which was a fun thing. So it makes me think like, okay, they're ready. They're ready to move him up. That's exciting in that instance because I every time I watch Javon, like he just doesn't have a bad match. I always see things that he does that's just like nobody else can do.
Well, the thing that bums me out though is that Javon Evans is incredible, but there's this dude down in NXT right now that doesn't get talked about a lot, and he's the one that's carried the brand, and his name is Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick. That dude is money. Gold. I don't understand why he's not up and already a world champion.
Right. It makes no sense of why he's not up. He could easily be fighting with Cody right now.
Easy.
Like I think SmackDown for the men and the women, like there's just not much competition. That's why Cody's not defending the belt, except for to Drew. Who else is he going to face?
Randy hasn't been on TV for a couple months because he was written off.
They sent his ass to Saudi Arabia this weekend.
Yep, Jacob Fatu is out. There's a lot of people that are out, and I know that the powers that be would probably say, we had some things planned and we were going to do some different things and so on and so forth, but we had to pivot. And Well, John Cena said explicitly that he was willing to work more shows, but they gave him 36 shows to work. So there was never going to be a storyline. So that means pretty much that all of his matches were, and you're more of a John Cena fan than I am. So I should see the outrage in you. I've been outraged ever since Saturday because one of the greatest of all time, they kind of just let him just go. Bye. See you later. We'll see you on Hollywood somewhere or whatever. And that was terrible. But this match right here, the reason why I love this match is they didn't sell it in. Sol Ruca and Bailey, they didn't sell it in because a lot of times when I'm watching wrestling, that's what kind of occurs to me. And that's the problem with WWE wrestlers. They're not hungry. They're like when the person is supposed to go over on the other person, instead of them going all the way out and be like, oh, that was so close. He got right. It's like, oh, I see where the pin is going to happen. And that's why I love this match. None of these people sold this match out short. So that was good.
They did a great job. And then we had a Miz and R-Truth sighting. This was just a fun moment of the show. Seeing the Miz come out there demanding a match. R-Truth comes out, says, I found whose ball you stole, whose opportunity you stole. And it said, I just knew. As soon as he gave him the ball, I was like, oh no. Oh no. It's going to happen. And then it happened.
It did happen. It did happen.
You know, and again, Joe Hendry's got his gimmick. He's not for everybody. But I felt like this was kind of a perfect way to continue to introduce people to Joe Hendry, give R-Truth something to do on Cena's last show. And, of course, The Miz doesn't mind getting made a fool of either. So,
right. Joe Hendry, you know I've already done my thing with you about it. He is not my dude. I'm going to be like Bray Wyatt was with Roman Reigns. Anybody but Joe.
I like Joe. Joe and me are good. I like him. I like that. I like his corny stick. Oh. And then we had this. Now I'm still gonna say from a match perspective, it's a pretty damn good match. And Cena and Gunther put together a really good match. The crowd was literally hanging on every move. The AA onto the announce table, the AA off the top rope. Gunther getting Cena in the sleeper, Cena's arm almost falling, and then it popping up. They had us. They had us because it was Cena get out of it, he'd get back into it, he'd get out of it, he'd get back into it. They kept building that emotion, and they got the crowd to that point of Cena's going to win. And that's where this just turned on its head. Now, you brought up that I'm not outraged. I was outraged in the moment in the arena. I was F-U Triple H, boo. I mean, I was with it. I was with the crowd, letting them have it. I also didn't. I like the idea that he put down his boots, he put down his wristbands, but he didn't say anything, and that just seemed weird and awkward. And you know, he had Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, and I mean the whole roster that was there that night was out there, like all of them. There's pictures of all of them out there. For him not to at least say something to all of them, to the locker room, to all of his fans, after giving up, and maybe it was going to be too hard for him. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he would have been crying and not able to get out any words. I don't know. But yeah, I felt like he needed to say something.
Yeah, that was that. I was bummed for you. I was like, that's the money moment. Like, I'm thinking to myself, The Rock's going to come out. I'm thinking, like, when Cena goes out to the back or whatever, The Rock is going to come out and say, whoa, 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 whoa. And then everybody's like, whoa, The Rock is here. And then everybody explodes. But it was just like, he walked to the back and he turned and he salutes and then he leaves out. And I was just left with the crowd saying, oh, you know, the whole thing of like booing Triple H and everything like that. And the fact that Triple H hugged him the way that he did and just like he's laughing. What is he laughing about? Like we pulled this off? Like we did this? We got him? What was that about?
Right. It and then that's where I tell you the girl, there was a teenager behind me. I felt like she lost her. I felt like she was never going to watch wrestling again. As sad as she was, like straight up, most of us had tears. This girl was like, she was lost in her feelings, which again, and this is where I kind of started to change my outlook. And I guess I'll give Bully Ray some credit. He had a great analogy, and he also made a great point about this whole thing. Is if Cena had won and everybody was happy and we walked out of the arena, that's it. It's over. Nothing happens on Monday. But with Gunther tapping him out, they gave Gunther some real nuclear heat. That guy had people throwing stuff at him as he walked back to his tour bus. Like, people were trying to attack him and assault him. I can't remember the last time a wrestler had that kind of heat.
Roman Reigns, when he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 34. He came to Raw that next day and they booed him for 6 minutes loud until Roman Reigns finally said, "This is my yard now." And then he left. And I mean, he got that was the worst heat that I've ever heard in my entire life. It was like, ooh. You know what? I see some of your points, Pinky, with regards to this, and I'm not blind to see that maybe Triple H has a plan of some sort, but I also have been consistently fed crap for the last year and a half. And in that crap, one of the things that gets lost is you didn't continue the story. John Cena should have passed out from trying to get out of that sleeper hold until he had nothing left. And then people would have been in tears. They'd have been like, "Oh my gosh, John, you could have done it, but you didn't give up. That gives me hope to keep going in my life," and everything like that. But all of a sudden he smiles and taps out. You've ruined a whole generation of wrestling fans that put their hopes in John Cena as a character on television for years.
Yeah, that I think you still get the heat if he passes out. Like, as soon as Gunther started hitting him with those elbows, I was like, "Oh shit, I know what's gonna happen. I know exactly what's gonna happen." Because that's the move. Every time he basically gets you back and forth in that sleeper and then starts hitting you with those elbows, you're done at that point. And so I knew John was gonna be done, but like, I didn't want that. I didn't want him to smile, and the smile makes it, pretty much. It seems like this is what he wanted, But I think you would have still gotten the heat if he passed out and Gunther's still getting up, talking. I made you pass out. I whooped you. Like, I feel like you could have still gotten that same heat and not had this. Now on the other hand, it nuclear heat. But that only matters if you do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
If you continue making him a monster, and then what happens when somebody's got real heat? What do we pay for?
We pay for the good guy to beat him down.
To beat his ass, right? So that's great. Who's the good guy?
Yeah, who is the good guy?
That's going to beat him down. I know the one that, I mean, everybody's been clamoring for the last 2 years for Gunther and Brock Lesnar.
Or Gunther and LA Knight. Like, this might be a road that he might be able to get. See, that's the problem with the continuation. Triple H, as I continue to talk through this, I don't know if you remember when John Cena and Gunther and LA Knight teamed together. And then John was trying to give LA Knight the rub, and LA Knight kind of took his hand away, like, "You don't talk to me." Like, they never finished that story.
Right. So again, at the end of the day, I would have preferred to see Cena wrestle Carmelo Hayes, Oba, Ethan Page, like just somebody that needs that rub of the younger generation. Ricky Saints, anybody that really would have needed it. Selfishly, I would have loved some runouts. The Rock showing up, or the Miz running out, or somebody messing with the match. I know that's kind of cliche, but I think that would have been fun. I think that's I understand this. I get it. I've worked through my emotions. I'm just hoping there's a payoff.
I was also thinking that another thing that Cena could have done, which would have either given him nuclear heat or would have made him even more of a babyface, is if he had to take the current unified WWE title and made it into a spinner belt. Like, and then that could have either brought on another title in the future, or when the person won, they could go back to the old one. But it's like, do the thing, man. Do the thing. Do the thing. And it's like, it's easy for me in the stands to point out things that are deficiencies. But if I'm able to point out the deficiencies and I'm seeing a crap product and the people at large are talking about it, all across social media right now, everybody's talking crap about WWE. They've lost it. They're losing it. Triple H is an ass. Triple H did this, da 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 da, so on and so forth. End of the day, you don't want your people talking about the product sucks. That's not the buzz you want. You want to be talking about, damn, did you see that on Saturday? That was incredible. What are they going to do on Monday to back that up, right?
I mean, Saturday night's main event at this point, I don't even know why they have it, because they just don't put any value in it. Nothing ever happens on it. It's only 2 hours. It's quick. They do a lot of commercials. Nothing special happens. So why are we going to keep tuning in on Saturday nights if you're not making it special? Like there's almost a UFC fight every time there's a Saturday night main event. Why should I watch this instead of watching UFC?
Right.
So, yeah, they've got some things they got to work on. The best thing, I'm excited for the young talent, that we have a couple of young talent. Now, I know Ethan Page isn't young. I mean, he's in his 30s already. I think Ricky Saints is in his 30s. But Oba, it's like 26.
27 years old.
Okay.
Javon Evans and Leon Slater, 21. So they have a lot of years to like bulk up and really do some things. So there's some exciting things there. Trick Williams is out there. You still have Carmelo Hayes that's out there. You have a lot of different characters out there. I mean, with Austin Theory, which we're going to talk about in a minute, he's back now. So maybe his character changed, but that's a whole nother thing that Triple H messed up on. But anywho, Saturday night's main event, you're showing this picture right now with Cena and Cody and CM Punk. And you and I talked off camera, like, what is it about this? And it kind of is like, if that was Roman Reigns and Gunther when they were at their highest and they were given the titles to Cena on his shoulder, I think it has a lot more meaning. Because CM Punk hasn't even defended the title yet, as I was mentioning. And Cody Rhodes, his title reign has been meh at best. He beat John Cena. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day,
he's only defended it once, and that was against Drew McIntyre.
Right.
So this felt weird. And it felt like for John, it looked weird in the arena. It didn't look right. And then I got some pictures of him where the Hunter had him look at they had a video package for him. Really well done. And so I just got pictures of him just sitting on the rope watching this video package, and you could see he was just reminiscing through his career. And so that was a cool moment to see that. And the other thing that I saw that I don't think they showed on TV, the last person to leave the ring, and he was in tears, was Cody Rhodes.
Mm.
He was on the ring. He had his belt on, up on the ring. He was just sitting there. He did an interview. In the interview, he was almost in tears. He was going through it. And then when he left, he went and signed autographs for a bunch of people, and he did QB1 things. But I took notice of Cody staying there, taking in that moment, and then signing some autographs on the way out. I thought that was pretty cool of him to do that.
Yeah, it's easy again to be the armchair quarterback to say what could work or what could not work. But I've watched wrestling for a long time, and there's a lot of ways to set up. See, the first thing that I think is the big problem too, and I'm just ranting today, so this is just going to be a Ron's rant.
Just bring it.
So when you say you're writing the program and I'm starting a new era and tune in Saturday night's main event because I'm going to make it so that it's a new era. Oh, that didn't work out. Okay, tune in Monday for the next new era because we're going to make it a better, and nothing's happening. Every week, it like Netflix, the first show, which is almost a year old, drew 6.5 million people globally. Since then, we're at 1.9 globally for Monday Night Raw. SmackDown is at 1 million, and sometimes it fluctuates a little less than that because there's nothing going on that makes a person want to watch it. And I'm a wrestling fan, and sometimes I just don't. It's like I start watching, I'm like, this is crap, man. Trying to get my wife to be a professional wrestling fan, and she's like, when the hell am I watching? And I'm like, I have no response. Like, just stay tuned. Next week is going to be better. Like, I don't have anything. So it's just torture because at the end of the day, I am a wrestling fan. I bled this more than I bled anything else. It's seen every relationship I was ever in. It's seen people pass that I love very much. Like my best friend Cal died in a car accident the year after we went to the very first WrestleMania. So that prompted me that every 4 years, no matter what, because we were known as the Four Horsemen in school, I go to WrestleMania. So 16 I went to. 12, 16, 20, 24, 25, 28, 30, 31, 32, 36 didn't happen, and 40. So for me, being a person that loves this, man, loves it. What Triple H made a big problem with, Pinky, is this. He put all of his energies into the bloodline. And then he didn't have an end game with that. So they were trying to make it so they all split apart, and then he would bring them back together and make it work. And it just didn't work out because Roman is now in the ring with Jimmy and Jay. Jay is like, what? I'm yeeting now, homie. I don't need you to like push my buttons. Sammy is losing all the time, even though he beat Gunther. And that's another thing about Gunther. Gunther lost to Sami Zayn and Jey Uso. How great could he possibly be to beat John Cena? The story doesn't freaking make any sense. Come on, man. Come on.
Well, at least Sami Zayn beat John Cena, so that at least there's like that. So, Raw was, the wrestling was still pretty good last night, but certainly like the whole masked guy getting unveiled, Austin Theory, good for him to be back. We haven't seen him in forever. At least he looks like he's going to get to do something cool, unlike Grayson Waller. Like they basically moved him to the New Day and he doesn't even get to do anything.
Well, Austin Theory looks like he should be singing. He's Justin Timberlake now. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He definitely had a weird look to him. That's for sure. I don't know, man.
I'm looking at wrestling. They had Gunther come out to start Monday Night Raw, and then Gunther starting off Monday Night Raw. He came out and got the obligatory heat, and he's talking about he tapped out like a bitch and all this sort of stuff, blah, 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 because he was trying to draw some heat. But the heat was manufactured more than it was. I mean, like there was true heat, and then there was like, oh, you're not giving me enough heat. Let me give you something to really get heat about.
Right.
And that's just Triple H's just ego, man.
I wonder why can't he write any good feuds? Like we had, I guess Becky and Lyra. That was a pretty darn good feud this year. Is that the best one? I think it might be.
This year, that was, yeah.
Other than that, like nobody, like Tiffany Stratton hasn't had anybody really great to feud with. You know,
Rhea and Io, where Io hasn't lost to her, that's all right.
now they're going to be tag team champs at the beginning of January.
And then make them so that they fight like Eddie and Ray did at WrestleMania 21. I don't know, man. It's just like I feel like I'm lost. I feel like I'm in a twilight zone. Wrestling has been my dude for so long. Like I could follow every person's, not only their in-ring character, their out-of-ring character, etc., and tell you everything about their kids and everything. And now it's like I don't care as much because they're not putting anything on the table right now that's saying I should care. That's the problem right now. And I know Triple H ain't gonna see this, but one day we're gonna have somebody that sees this program. They're gonna be like, let me copy Paul in on this. So Paul, let me explain something to you, my friend. You have the keys to the kingdom and you're locked out. Why are you locked out? Because you're not listening to the people that help your dynasty and to help your program to grow. And eventually they're going to figure that out. Maybe they're not figuring it out now because like sheeple, they're just going into the thing and saying, okay, I'm in. I'm a WWE fan. I'm going to pay attention. But as soon as people start to realize that you have no destination for where you're going booking wise, they're going to say, F you, man. I'm not spending $700, $1,000 in order to go to this thing to be disappointed all the time. I can't wait for you to figure it out. I'll watch it on TV. Oh, wait a minute. ESPN's $30. Oh, I'll watch it on Peacock. Oh, well, Peacock is another $8. Oh, I'll watch it YouTube. Oh, YouTube costs money. So it's costing me a bunch of money to watch your crappy ass product. So you are already in a heap of trouble, my friend, with regards to all of these programs that are not getting their return of investment. They want to have more people want to come watch the show, not less. But what happens? You don't care and you want to laugh about it because it's funny to you. So I just want to understand what's funny. Is it funny that we're stupid enough to come watch it anyway? If that's the case, then I'm going to start getting on my microphone and getting ahead of that because that is something that is ridiculous. We are not doing that. So anyhow, this is my final part of my rant today. John Cena, thank you so much for all that you brought to professional wrestling, for coming in as the prototype and coming into WWE, challenging Kurt Angle, who is a true 100% bona fide superstar with regards to mat technique, all the way through Saturday night to where you. So to you, my friend, we say thank you so very much and thank you for passing the torch. In that regards, the torch needs to make sure it stays lit. So I just wish and I just give hope for the future. We have a lot of people down below that have opportunities to be able to showcase their talents in a very positive way and to be able to grow the brand of the future. To those that are getting ready to move on, whether it be AJ Styles, Chris Jericho, Edge, all these guys that are going to be retiring in the next year or so, Brock Lesnar. Thank you also for all the great gifts that you brought to professional wrestling. It's time. We went through a lull like this when 2020 happened. There was a real bad time between 2011 and 2012, and somehow, some way, WWE always finds a way to come back. So that's what the hope is that they can come back and make this product not only interesting, but exciting again. So that we're like talking at the water cooler, like, Pinky, I can't believe what happened on last night. And I can't even think about work or anything like that. And I know it's costing me thousands and thousands of dollars, but I don't care. Because at that moment, the only thing that matters is did you see what such and such did to such and such? Did you see what the NXT wrestlers did with the ring with John Cena in it to where they tore it up and they were choking out the ring announcer and everything, right? Right now, there is nothing going on that's making anything titillating as far as like wanting to go except for the women's division. The women's division is kicking butt, but it's not kicking butt because we're putting anything behind them. It's just because they're incredibly gifted athletes. So with that being said, Pinky, I always do it, but today I'm going to give it to you, my friend. I'm ranted out. I done ranted.
Well, we appreciate you all. Thank you again, John. I appreciate you, buddy. I hope you enjoy all the money that you made this weekend. Hopefully you got a lot, and we'll see you around. And if you don't like it, as always, we got 2 words for you.
So good.
We out.
Yeah. Smack talking raw. Ron and Pinky in the house. We the main event, yo, the crowd gon' scream. Cena hit the ring, you can see me theme. CM Punk pipe bomb, truth getting told. Stephanie Vaquer in the ring looking bold. Pinky's on the mic, Ron's got the play. Dropping hot takes every single day. Mike's blaze, crowds wild, energy tall. Monday night vibes, we bring it on. From the top rope talk to backstage brawl.